TikTok is a free service and there's very minimal ads right now. Like you only see like one or two.
I mean,
like,
there's
not
almost,
very many.
Almost none. Even like
when you load the app, sometimes there's ads.
Even integrated ads, like creator integrated ads.
Yeah, and one cool thing about it is they actually do have a creator marketplace. Once you hit 100,000 followers, you can join the creator marketplace, and it helps you pair yourself with brands to do brand deals, which is cool. Because then it basically...
Well, look at that.
Yeah, it's pretty dope. Which we should join that because we're at 100,000 on TikTok. We're over 100,000.
Yeah, we bump up and down 6,000 or so all the time. Like it's like
we go down.
It's like we'll make a post and go up to like 35.
We're like 128. Yeah,
and then it like drops down to like 128. They'll make another post and we'll go up to 36,
Dude,
and it drops back down.
I'm almost at 10,000 followers on TikTok. What? Like what the hell?
There's a lot of people on TikTok because the thing is,
you'll a shit ton of people.
You'll
on TikTok.
follow anyone and you'll rarely unfollow
you know
anyone.
what's crazy?
Instagram, you actively unfollow people and you rarely follow people.
Well, that's only because that's the maturity of the platform. Like on Instagram now, it's to the point where people are so comfortable with it, they're not actively looking for new people to follow. They're trying to like unfollow people because they're like, oh, it's too much. I've seen this guy a million times. Blah 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 blah. The thing about TikTok is that since it's so new and people are still figuring out the platform, people are still being blown away by like, oh my gosh, that's a unique angle that I've never seen anyone do before. I'm following that guy. That's funny, or whatever. And the thing that's interesting about TikTok that Vine never had, like for example, the biggest person on TikTok right now is Charli D'Amelio. She has over 70 million followers. Think about this. PewDiePie has 100 million subscribers on YouTube.
And he's been doing it for over a decade.
And he's been doing it for over a decade. And
TikTok hasn't been around.
And he only got to 100 mil because of the whole Battle with T-Series. Like he was at like 50 mil like before that happened, and then he just got that giant spike because of the whole battle. The second most followed like person that's not like a brand account has significantly less. Like I think like 40 million or maybe 50 million. I'm not even sure who the second person is.
I don't even know.
But even like Logan Paul has like 15 million, and he was like a really big person on YouTube.
22, I think.
Either way, on Vine, Logan was one of the biggest people. I could be mistaken. I'm pretty sure Logan at his height only had like 3 million on Vine. And he was one of the biggest people. I'm looking that up. How many followers did Logan... I'm going to do it. How many followers did Logan Paul have on Vine? So it'll tell us in just a second. Thanks, Google. He had 3.1 million followers.
I noticed he didn't use Bixby.
No, fuck Bixby. You hear that? You hear that? Here, I'm going to press the Bixby button. Fuck you. Beep. Anyways, so Logan at one point only had 3.1 million. I think King Batch might have been the most followed person. He might have even had like up to 8 or something.
King Bach?
No, his name's Andrew Batchelor. It's short for Batch.
I'm just fucking around.
Yeah, but it looks like Bach. King Bach. Some people did call him King Bach. But anyways, the point that I'm saying is TikTok is so global and it has really, really taken a hold. Like if you just think about those numbers, that a girl that is the most followed person on TikTok has done that kind of numbers in less than a year. In less than a year. She started in like July. Literally. So she's about to come up to a year on TikTok. She's 16. And she has 65, 70 million followers on TikTok.
And there's 350 in the whole US?
That just tells you the value of the platform. Like this thing has got legs, bro. Like it's serious legs.
Yeah.
Like people are like, oh, TikTok's so cringe. There's no one who's on TikTok. Me. It's like, dude, there's a person on TikTok that has 70 million followers. That means that at the very minimum, there are 70 million people on a platform. That is no small audience.
Yeah.
And like, but to go back to the privacy concerns, it's been very, very open that TikTok has some shady shit going on.
It's got connections with Beijing, and it has openly given data to Beijing and does not hide that fact. And it's crazy. So if you guys want to know more about this, it's kind of a deep dive of a read, but this is a guy.
We can put the link to this in the show notes.
We'll put the link to this but it's a guy on Reddit goes, I'm a nerd who figures out how apps work. For a job, don't use TikTok. And then the title is like, guy who reverse engineers TikTok reveals the scary things he learned and advises people to stay away from it. It's literally a bit of a long read, but basically, like, the app itself, whether it's running or it's not, or just you install it on your phone, literally, you give it permission to access anything on your phone at any time for any reason.
It scrapes a lot of data.
Think about all of the metrics that you have on your phone. And if all of that data is being collected and be given to a place where arguably, and I don't know enough about the politics, but like arguably China is like an enemy of the US, but also an ally because we produce a lot of stuff. It's confusing. I don't fully understand the political
And he
landscape.
basically says, like, for what it's worth, I've reversed Instagram, Facebook, Reddit, and Twitter apps, and they don't collect anywhere near the same amount of data that TikTok does. And TikTok is like outright trying to hide exactly what's being sent around. And apparently, he even said that the TikTok app is specifically designed that if you are poking around in all the settings and stuff, the app starts behaving differently.
Because it knows that you're looking for something.
Well, number one, it knows that you're looking for something, but also it's like, yo, this guy's trying to figure us out, like ban his shit. Because that's the other thing that happens on TikTok is you can get shadow banned like that, and you just don't even know why. Like things will happen because the algorithm is so crazy. Like there's this dude that I've been following. He's actually really smart. I'm on his Discord now too. He has a Discord, but let me find his name real fast. His name is Jackson, and he's got, I think his name is like Jackson's TikTok tips or something like that on TikTok. But he talks about like all the analytics and like how the For You page works and like the algorithm and all this stuff.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And it's really fascinating because, I mean, people are like mad. They're like, oh, my shit is flopping. Like the algorithms, like I'm shadow banned. And it's like, maybe you're not shadow banned, but like the algorithm very quickly figures out that your video sucks and like stop showing it to people. Cause like that's what happens on YouTube, right? Like it will show it to a lot of, it'll figure out if it's good.
The YouTube machine has gotten so good that you can't even like hack around it like you used to be able to hack around it. Like you used to be able to like do certain things to like trick the machine, but now the machine is like so good, it knows everything about your video except for if it's actually a good video, and then it gauges people's response to the video if it's a good video or not. Which is,
and the thing is like what these algorithms do, because it's machine learning, right? So it learns on its own learning. It's consistently building upon what it's learned from the past. So like on TikTok, for example, not only is it analyzing the likes and the comments and the engagement from like how good the video does, because the other big metric on TikTok is watch time. Same with YouTube. The way that they can gauge whether a TikTok is good is not necessarily by likes and not necessarily by comments, is by the watch time. So like if it's statistically proving, like if you are watching a TikTok over and over and over again, objectively that TikTok is good, or you went to the bathroom and left your phone on your bed,
or if you fell asleep.
Or if you fall asleep watching TikTok and they just watch on repeat. But that's just one metric of data. That's just one person. That could be an outlier. But if lots of people are watching and the watch time is very high, it's very easy for them to see if it's a good video. But not only on top of the user data that we're showing from the watchers, like I'm pretty sure that they're accessing the camera to be able to see if your like eyes are looking at certain parts of the video. They're able to analyze. They're analyzing the actual videos themselves, like you said. Like they're analyzing body movements, like all the biometrics. I'm sure that they have a part of the algorithm that's like girls with large breasts perform better than girls with small breasts, and so they will bump those on the For You page more. Like that's not surprised. That's not like objectively. It's like TikTok is suppressing women with smaller chests. This is an outrage. And it's like, kinda, yeah, but the machine has realized like over time that girls with like small bikinis and large breasts are gonna perform better than girls with lots of covering and small breasts.
I feel like we talked about this once on the podcast where it was like people were like, TikTok is censoring disabled bodies, and it's like, no, unfortunately a lot of disabled people are just really bad creators. It has nothing to do with their disabled 100%.
Body.
It's just they're bad at creating content.
And that's the thing with TikTok. It's like it's really crazy how you can go viral, and it's also insane like how you can post one thing and it seems like it might even not do that well, but because of like one little thing, it like blows up, and then you can post another thing the next day and you like, it's legitimately funny, and you show it to a few people and they laugh and it'll just tank. And you're like, why? And it's very weird how it all works. But basically like the For You page is just like an infinite scrolling page of things that they think that you will like. And they're like, here, do you like this? And based on your watch time and stuff like that, they figure out what you like as a person.
It's based on like hundreds and hundreds of metric data points
For sure.
And it's
it's based on where you live. Like
Yeah.
stuff that's local tends to pop up on your For You page. It'll scrape your contacts and figure out if people in your contact list are on there. Because I've been on a For You page and one of my friends pops up on there and I'm like, oh, I didn't know they had a TikTok. And I'm like, why did this show up on my thing? It's because TikTok knows that I know them based on their other social media, you know, because like if you link your Instagram to it, then they know that your Instagram is linked to that. And if my Instagram is linked to mine and I follow that person,
Yeah,
they can like
yeah.
figure that out. You know, there's just so many crazy things. And yet I'm still using it, baby. Like it's so funny because like,
well, I mean, it's amazing
it's so funny
in
dude,
order
like, the whole
for entertainment and also for like an easier life or whatever. Like you're right. I think I'll speak for myself. I will regularly give up privacy in order to do stuff or see stuff or have stuff. But then again, other times I'm like, no.
everything in
screw it,
life is a
forget it.
trade-off. That's the thing. But anyways, to really go back to like TikTok, this whole story is that like India banned TikTok in the whole country. And it's funny because like there's a lot of stuff happening around it. A lot of
Well,
there's
India,
some group
I mean,
that's-
India does not like China because
Well,
China has not been good to India.
Yeah, and that's the problem. Is it's very clearly seen as like an attack, like a counterattack to China, because apparently ByteDance, the company that owns TikTok, they're losing about $500,000 a day in lost ad revenue because India is such a big presence on TikTok. Because now Indians are not allowed to use TikTok. They are going to lose.
That's such government overreach.
It is, and the like, there's some like internet society that's like saying like, hey, you're not allowed to really do this. Is overstepping as a government. You're not allowed to tell your citizens they can't use a specific app.
I mean,
you know, like
China does that. China, like,
Yes.
like they literally have their own internet that is intentionally censored. Like,
yeah, and like yeah, in a lot of countries it's like that, unfortunately. But the crazy thing that I was reading about in India is like a lot of these kids that are like you know, that are nobodies all of a sudden like blow up on TikTok and then they become like the village hero and almost become like it's almost kind of like, you know, the kid that was in the ghetto that becomes like the NBA superstar. It was like, this is their only out, you know, there's no way for them to like become famous from their circumstances. And so because TikTok has such a big audience, they're able to like use their humor or their personality or their looks or whatever to like gain some sort of following on TikTok. And like for a lot of these Indian creators, it's been like life-changing for them, and they're like devastated now because like TikTok is definitely one of the most inclusive apps I've ever seen, like for sure. Like they are very, very inclusive. There is a community for everyone.
they want everyone's data.
And because, of course, but not just as the platform, but the people on the app are like very inclusive. Like it is very, very community oriented. And it's funny because that For You page is so curated. If you are really into a certain thing, your For You page will be full of that thing. So if you're transgender or something, you'll probably see a lot of transgender creators. If you're, you know, if you are whatever, like you end up seeing like what you are into, and it's actually connecting a lot of people. And a lot of people are saying, especially a lot of lesbians have said that TikTok has become a better way to meet other lesbians than even like lesbian dating apps and stuff, because TikTok is showing you like the best of the best.
Local lesbians in
literally
your area.
like local. It skews local, and it's showing you like the best and the funniest people. So like literally it's like showing you like on a silver platter, like here's the coolest and funniest lesbians in your area, like literally. And there's like not a good way to like literally a lot of people have made those connections, and it's funny because it's really crazy, man.
And even TikTok has been used in activism, like
yes,
people like protesting and
well, did you hear about the Donald Trump thing that happened? Like, so he had a rally in Tulsa, his first rally.
He sold 800,000 tickets that were free, and
they were free.
And
you were basically putting in a reservation.
750,000 of them were fake.
Yeah, so basically there was a lot of people.
25,000 people showed up.
There was a lot of people on TikTok that said, it would be a real shame if we all bought up all the free tickets to Donald Trump's rally in Tulsa and didn't show. Like, that'd be a real shame, huh? And people were like joking about it, and like people went and did it, and basically, yeah, they had way significantly under attended. And it's funny because like a lot of it's these Gen Z kids, like it's literally like kids trolling on the internet, and these kids are doing more than, you know, like there's like so many jokes about like Gen Z's afraid to make a doctor's appointment, but they'll like throw a tear gas canister at a cop, you know, like they have like so much like anxiety about certain things, but they're like ready to go fight on the front lines for like Black Lives Matter or whatever, you know, things like that. So
hope you enjoyed that clip. If you'd like to see the full episode, click right here. If you'd like to subscribe, click here. If you'd like more clips, we got 2 more right over here.